All right, this is your creation. My name is Starseed Bey. I got a headphone thing going on and my mic going on. I figured since I'm going on Facebook, I might as well go ahead and try my microphone thing. So hopefully it works out better. But anyway, yeah, this should be an interesting conversation here. Let me go ahead and plug my stuff real quick, and then we'll get started. So if you guys are interested in me, um, I am on Facebook. Oh, there we go. All right, I am on YouTube. So this is your first time watching me. Definitely check me out. I got a lot of interesting things on there. Definitely like, subscribe, share out. Yeah, and then I'm also on Facebook as well. Let me get this here. Yeah, so definitely check me out there. Like, subscribe, share out, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. And I'm also on Patreon as well. Still working on that site, but hey, it's all good. Hey, how's it going, Mary? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying my headset, so so I can have better sound quality on there. So yeah, I have a Patreon site too, but I'm still working on it. But yeah, so definitely check me out as well there. So anyways, let me get back to me. So I was really just kind of sitting down. Hey, how's it going, Fractal Truth? I was really sitting down. I was really wanting to go into a deep meditation today, but something sparked me. Something sparked me, and I realized this throughout the day today. Is the process of why are we trying to prove ourselves to others? Why are we trying to prove ourselves to the world? And this goes on many levels. This goes on many levels. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and go live, even though it's late, and we'll talk about this. All right, thanks, Mary. All right. So I was like, you know what, man? Why is this? Why do we have to prove ourselves? We throughout our whole life, through the work environment, family members, through relationships, your mom and dad, even the Most High, God, Christ, whatever it may be. There is the game called why do we have to prove ourselves? Do we have to prove ourselves worthy? Why is this? Why is this? It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's that level of maturity as well, and I'll get to that here too. So why do we have to prove ourselves? So today I had a conversation today, and it was a discussion about my videos that I made, and it looks like okay, I'm still on there. Look like someone's trying to cut me off on Facebook. Wouldn't be surprised. So we're having a conversation today, and they were explaining about the way I presented my videos, how I was talking about the scriptures. They were trying to get their point across of like, why are you doing that? Why can't you just accept things for how they are? Accept things for how they are. I'm like, well, why? Why do you want to accept things for how they are? I mean, you look at the way the world is right now. We've accepted so much stuff now, especially in America, the United States. We've accepted so much stuff from the United States that look at the way the world is now. Look at the way the world is now. It's programmed. The United States people have become downgraded in their thought patterns, and they've just become just stupid and mindless. I mean, I hate to say that, but the majority of the people here don't have a sense of what real is, or being real, or have that sense of spiritual growth or development or anything. It's all about, oh, did you see what that person posted on Facebook? Or, oh, did you see that video on Twitter? Oh man, did you hear what the president said today? Or, they're talking about other people. It's insane, man. And so many people fall into, and I'm getting off topic here, but so many people get off topic on uh, the foolishness of what they're listening to. Like, they talk about Donald Trump. People praise Alex Jones. Holy cow, man. I mean, I watched him back in the day. Man, I think I watched him a little bit in 2011, right? You know, he had some interesting stuff. But to me, he's an agent. To me, he was designed for people to cling on to. You know, you got the conspiracy theory people. You know, what better way? And you got to think the intelligence of things as well. People aren't stupid. There is smart people here on this planet. Even though I said that there's degrading people, there's a lot of degrading people. That's because people have fell for the reality TV shows and just trying to prove themselves. That's what I was saying with Facebook and all that stuff. So we'll go back to why we approve here in a second. So with Alex Jones, this is the thing that really it just frustrates the heck out of me. The government, Secret Service, whatever it may be, they're not stupid. They're smart, they're intelligent, they know how to run a United States business. A United States business. Look it up. The United States is a business. It is an entity separate from America. So look it up. So it's a business. It's structured. It's structured just like any business that you would know. So why not put a person that's going to be a voice for the conspiracy people, right? Well, Alex Jones, he exposed all this stuff. Of course, Alex Jones was able to expose that stuff because he was paid to. They're going to pay people to expose people. Why is that? To get the conspiracy people going, to get you talking, to get you distracted. That's why I said don't follow the ways of the world, because the world will deceive you. The world will deceive you no matter what. There's people that are deceiving you all the time, you know? Just like I said when you listen to me. You know, you can walk beside me, but at the end of the day, this is just for research purposes, you know, to get what, you know, I feel's going on, to express a whole different perception of things. You know, not a lot of people talk about the spiritual perception of things, you know, and I let you guys see all of the distractions in this world. And that's what I'm talking about Alex Jones. You know, people still praise this guy. You know, people are trying to, I got a good friend, that's trying to get him on their show, you know, on their show. And I don't trust the guy. You know, I don't. If anybody gets some kind of publicity as much as he did, there's something wrong there. You know, same with Donald Trump. People praise this guy. People hate this guy. You do research on him, right? We did a little bit of research, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he's all about a good business guy. But a lot into an actor persona. I watched the WrestleMania that he was on against. They had this match. It was a hair versus hair match, and if Vince McMahon lost, then he would get his head shaved. If Donald Trump lost, then he would get his hair shaved. It was also for profit reasons as well. I think it was had to do with like taking over Raw. I don't remember what it was, but it was used as a publicity. And that's all that surrounds Trump. You know, he creates an audience. You know, what better puppet to put into the president's seat than someone who's going to create an audience and who's going to talk like the people. That's what I said with Alex Jones. Who's going to talk like the people? That's how you generate an audience. You know, shock value sells. Being loud and rambunctious sells. You know, what's that word? Not conspiracy sells, but oh man, I can't even think of that word, man. But corruption sells, right? Man, I can't think of that word now. But you know, that stuff sells. That stuff sells. People are going to click into it. It's called clickbait. Clickbait. Oh, they're talking about the Illuminati. Boom. Oh, they're talking about the Antichrist. Boom. Oh, the end of the world's going to be in September. Boom. You know, clickbait. End times. Boom. End times. Boom. Asteroid's going to hit. Boom. Nibiru hits. Boom. Alex Jones got censored. Boom. Donald Trump said this speech of some kind. Boom. It's clickbait. It's clickbait, clickbait, clickbait. It's to get you in. It's to hook you in. It's to hook you in. And it drives me crazy, man. It does. Because so many people fall for it. So many people feel, you know, that Donald Trump is like the like the savior of the United States. And a friend of mine on Facebook, um, she posted this speech of Clinton when he was running for president, right? Bill Clinton. And he said the exact same words as Donald Trump. He said, "Yeah, we're going to make America great again." Look it up. Bill Clinton said the same thing. "Yeah, I'm going to make America great again." And I was like, holy moly, man. So I wrote her a message. I was like, oh, because if you do research, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and their wives, they're best friends. They've been best friends for a long, long time. Do research, look it up. Do research, look it up. That's what I said. It's just a big publicity shoot, just to get you guys hooked in. And I was like, yeah, they must have had the same scriptwriter since they're best friends. So look it up, man. I'm telling you, you guys are all being fooled. Not saying my viewers here, but whoever watches this, the world is being fooled like nothing else. We got world leaders. What do the world leaders do? They go into one room and they talk about stuff. I talk about the archons. And you run the banking system, you run the military, biggest military system in the world, and then you run the churches. Boom, you got the archon system, you got the Roman Empire, right? And that's what they talk about. They talk about ways to strategize their business, how to reel people in. Businesses will use the same kind of tool. All right, man, if we give them some kind of pay raise, it's going to make them work harder. Hey, we're going to need to cut back on some of this stuff because some of these people are abusing some of the system. So we're going to need to make it a little harder so then that they'll bend over for us a little better. And it's business strategies. Look into business, look into business. Hey, how's it going, Technologic? It's the same thing. Business. United States is a business. Empires are a business. It's still the kings and queens system, but the bad version, right? There's good kings and queens. There's beautiful kings and queens that are out in the world, but we're not running the world, are we? We're not running the world. The world isn't all hunky dory. Life is good yet. And I'm getting off topic here, but this is just it's been in my chest. I just like, man, I gotta spit this stuff out. So at the end of the day, man, if you hear somebody saying, oh yeah, Donald Trump's doing this and that, like I said, walk beside people, listen to what they got to say. Your voice matters. Make videos about what you feel is going on too. What you feel is going on. Walk beside people. Don't walk in front of people. Don't walk behind people, man. Let's see. Fractal Juice says they allow AJ to say what he says for a reason. You got to listen to it a certain way. You do too. And the funny thing is, I'm glad you said that, is that when you hear speeches, especially presidents or the White House, or just just any form of the services for the government, say, right? They give out secret codes, and they're sprinkled out. If you do research on secret codes, where were those secret codes? I mean, where do we learn those secret codes from, right? Like Roger. They're not talking to Roger. It is some form of code. So they'd be like, hey, Roger, I'm going to be going on cloud 9 over there where the yellow bird rests, right? So they're code words. So when you're trained about all these code words, right? Because they work as a team, they work as a group. They're speaking to certain people. So like I said, since all of the majority anyways of the leaders work together, they give each other code words. And you can do research on this. You can actually kind of crack down the code words that they're talking about. And that's where you got the fear factor, right? False evidence appearing real. And that's something you really have to take to heart. False evidence appearing real, right? And you have to take that within your daily life, right? Again, when I talk, I talk to help you guys do research. Don't take what I say, don't take my word for it. Discover it for yourself. I'm all about looking within yourself, discovering that spiritual essence within you. And only you're going to discover that essence inside you. I can talk all I want about it, but you have to do the work. And that's why I'm here, to aid you guys in that way. But I'm also here to aid you guys to see the distractions as well. That don't be praising and worshiping people. Don't be bending over for people. This again is why I say, why are you guys trying to prove yourself? Another thing that's uh, constantly pop up too is the healing essence as well. I see so many people on Facebook giving out healings of some kind, and a lot of them are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love doing praying for people and healing for them, but it is a joined, right? Because I'm not, you don't present yourself of, this is my healing. No one can give this to you, right? No, because we're connected. We have to look at it as a whole. And I think basically this video is just going to be just stuff that's been on my mind. But what are we looking at when we're healing and praying? When we're healing and praying, there's so many people that are suffering out there. A lot of people that are. There's still people that have had traumas within their lives, abuse within their lives, or they just don't love themselves. I mean, flat out, honestly, man, there's just people that just don't love themselves. They don't love where they're at. They're tired of their 9 to 5 jobs. They got a husband or wife that constantly yelling at them every day. Things like that. That's why I'm all about, discovering that spiritual essence within you, because that's what is lacking in so many people's lives. That's what's lacking in so many people's lives. And it breaks my heart. It really does. I mean, literally, like it makes me want to cry. It really does, because of so many people that are lost and confused. So many different religions that have just, you don't know where to go. You don't know where to go when it has been simple the whole time. That Christ energy is within you, and I get so bashed for that too. I just got like a comment on one of the videos I just posted yesterday. Was like, oh, a whole bunch of that mumbo jumbo Christian stuff. I'm like, did you even watch the video, man? Did you even watch the video? There is an energy source within you that has always been there to help you, to guide you, and to make the best version of you. I mean, this whole school of Earth itself can be designed to see if you can not be distracted by the ways of the world. That false light that I talk about, that false light. Are you going to follow the ways of the world again and again and again and again? Again, you go into the karma effect, or the past life effect, of if you don't get it, well, here you go. You got to do it again. Oh, here you go. You got to do it again. You know, um, yeah, man, it's horrible. So when people are in that state, when people are in that state, um, see, Fractured Truth is mentioning this AJ person. I don't know who this AJ person is, man. I thought maybe you're talking about Trump, but I'm not too sure. Oh, Alex Jones. Okay, there you go. Okay, I get it now. That's all good. But anyways, let me get back to what I was talking about. Then I'll read your comments here. But but that's what's going on. So when so many people are hurting, and they hear this person going, "Hey," and there's a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that really feel that they are the Christ. So many people that feel they're the Christ, that they're the only ones. Could they be? I don't know. But I would say as a whole, with how the universe works, with how the construction of the world works, how we're all in tune collectively, energetic wise, like, I mean, literally, we're all connected, right? People are like, well, you just got to cut the cords. You can't cut something that energy flows through. The energy flows through, right? I would say, man, I would say maybe distance wise. You know, like you got those balls and balls, but you got the electric balls, right? And you put your hand on there, and then the electricity will follow and guide your finger points, right? And then you just move it along. You move it along, and it's moving with you, right? It's moving with you. So when you're interacting with people, that's what happens. You don't even have to touch the person. You know, your spiritual body, your spirit body, is already sending out those electric magnetic waves to that person, and you guys are feeding each other constantly. And as a whole, you know, that's what we're doing on this whole world. We're feeding each other collectively. So every time people are like, oh, I gotta cut the cords, you're not really cutting the cords. Now timelines, that's a different story. So it would be based on timelines as well. But as a whole, you know, we're still connected energy wise, energetically wise. So when we're sending energy, when we're sending will and intent, you know, we're just balancing that out. We're balancing that out. So we can have that ability to heal and change the force of things. Somebody saying, "Oh, this healing isn't going to work," isn't going to affect anything, because you know if that will and intent is there and the energy is there, it's still going to be brought forth. It's still going to be brought forth. You know that's part of the distraction aspect. That's part of listening to the ways of the world. You know, I went through that quite a bit. You know, I was learning all about energy. It was all new to me. 2010, right, is when I woke up and became aware of all this stuff. My angels, my guides and guardians were teaching me all this stuff, right? Self-taught here, self-taught here. And it blows the mind of people because they're like, no, there's just no way. You had to have read a book, um, or you had to have listened to somebody. No, man, I taught everything within since 2010, and I've been learning from these same beings to now, and still going. You know, with Christ as being that center of my energy. I've met and come across a lot of interesting people in my life. Learned and experimented about energy, synergy, see what works. You know, I've had healing experimentations on myself. I've done healing on other people, um, praying, meditation, um, other life form beings, whatever it may be. I experimented with all this stuff. You know, I never accepted that somebody was higher or lower in that aspect. I was learning how that stuff worked. You know, I was learning, just like a video game, right? Just like a video game. If you want to learn something, you're going to need to pay attention to it. Don't accept things for how they are. And that is how I began this video. Don't accept things for how they are. Learn, grow, improve. You know, what is the best things that you need to do in a job is learn to improve. You know, you don't want to be a newbie the whole time, right? You don't want to be a newbie the whole time because the world will swallow you up, man. You need to be learning, adapting, and growing with the changes of the world. You know, things are constantly changing. You can't stick with one thing forever, right? I've had the same talks that I've had since the beginning I made videos, you know, and they've just continually evolved. That the basic foundation of my videos has always been the same, has always been the same, you know. DTA, don't trust anybody. Learn from each other, grow from each other, listen to the spirit within you, that Christ energy within you. You know, that's been my whole message, and that will continue to be my message. You know, that way then you guys will continue to do the research. You know, somebody cannot bring you to Christ in terms of like, yeah, I found Christ, right? They can aid you in it, but you have to continue the work for yourself. And you're going to go through a whole roller coaster ride that you have to deal with. You know, that's why so many people, when they discover Christ within them, it's not religion. And, you know, that's what that guy said. He was like, oh, this religion mumbo jumbo. I was like, you know, this energy within is in us always. You know, it's called Christ energy here because that's what this world knows. You know, it's crystal energy. It's, oh, what other words could you use? Uh, I want to say like solar energy or dark matter energy. Um, there's so many different ways because different planets use different analogies. But as a whole, that source is through us, no matter what life form you are. No matter what life form you are. I mean, there are like, life forms that aren't really life forms, but what I'm getting at is if you have a soul, you have that divine spark, which would be the Christ energy on this planet. Crystal energy, solar energy, um, dark matter energy, whatever it may be, man. It's a source of energy that is within you. It is that soul matrix. I've talked about soul matrix a lot. Um, that you're connected to. Your DNA is built in. That soul matrix is built within you, so then you can tap into that library that I talked about, the Akashic records, the library, the scrolls, ancient books, whatever you want to call them, right? That library, when you go and discover that library for yourself, because you can discover that library too. You just got to give yourself that time. You got to give yourself that time. So yeah, I think this is just kind of a rant video, man. So let's see what we got. Fractured Truth was saying here. He said, also, they have to put the truth of what they do out there. There is truth, half-truths, lies all mixed in. Alex Jones just got busted live on his show. His phone had trans prone on it. Not sure if it was on purpose, but I don't know how he's going to recover from this one. Yeah. I mean, and as a whole too, and I've talked about this before, is one of the smartest ways on how to cover up something is to send out the bait. That's what Alex Jones is. Send out the bait. All right. Well, Alex Jones, we use you enough. We give our condolences to you. We have to destroy your name to cover up more stuff. We have to destroy your name to cover up stuff. So then we can get our point across of, hey, if you're going to spread the real truth out there, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And granted, you got to be popular, right? I ain't popular. Could I get popular later on? Maybe. I've noticed that my videos are like, the views are locked. The views are locked. And they have not gone up. They have not gone down. And that tells me that there's a locking system again going on. And I've seen it before. And it could be maintenance because sometimes those videos are just kind of spike back up. And the views will just kind of like double themselves. And you're like, oh, okay. So there must have been some kind of thing going on. So that I don't know. Where was I going with this? But, man. But yeah, they just end up just throwing these people out there. They make these people say the truth because they have to too. According to universal laws, when you're creating and manifesting stuff, you have to let the world or the matrix, whatever you want to call it, know what you're doing. So what better way to express what the elite is doing to the world than through TV shows, movies, reality shows, and truth seeker shows, right? Truth seeker shows. Whether they're true or not, it's hard to say. But truth seeker shows, they're going to keep those out there. I mean, look at what happened to Jesse Ventura, right? Back in the day, back in the 90s, he was talking about all this Illuminati stuff and all that stuff. He ran for governor, and he talked about the really jacked up stuff that he went through, right? But they let him stay on air for a while. They let him stay on air, and then they cut him off. They cut him off because they used him, and then they're like, well, we got the power. We can get rid of you too. So, and they use and abuse their power. The elite use and abuse their power, and they choose people to fall for them. That's why you're seeing the pedophile ring thing go, is because they're throwing them out there. Oh crap, we're getting found out. We got to send some names out there. So then we can cover up this. So it looks like the law is taking care of it, but it's really not, because like I said, it's a big ritual thing that a world elite is doing. I mean, is it a big faction? It is not. It's not. The world is much bigger than their faction. But they run the majority of the stuff. The TV shows, the reality shows, the radio shows, um, all of these things they run so they can control it to however they want it to be controlled. And that's what I said is don't don't believe everything that you hear. Don't be praising somebody that you don't know personally. You know, there is a hidden agenda within everything. A hidden agenda within everything. Why is there a hidden agenda within everything? Well, that's how you cover stuff up. That's how you cover stuff up. Again, I talked about detective work, right? Detective work, you know, and we need to be detectives ourselves too to crack down on this stuff so we're not just rambling on, oh, Trump is going to save America and make it great again. Well, for one, he's running the United States, not America, separate entities. Any president is running the United States itself. It has nothing to do with America. So you have to do research on that. That alone tells me that people aren't doing their research. And, you know, and just all this stuff. I mean, Alex Jones, man, they made him look like he was out of control. Um, Not sure what was going on there. I didn't watch it all the way. But at the end of the day, you know, he was still, you know, just one of the people pushed to the side, you know. Pedophile or people, they're pushing them out there so that it looks like they're covering it up. And they're going to continue to do that. They're going to continue to try to cover it up, but it's falling beneath their feet. They're losing. Their walls are crumbling down every single day, you know, every single day. You know, by 2020, you know, we could be living in a whole different world of truth, a whole different world of truth. You know, and I've said that, you know, there's half truths in all things. We don't have the whole truth. You know, I can give you guys hints and tips, you know, and some of the truth, but I can't give you the whole truth because it is it is hidden. It is hidden. And there's a reason for it, you know. That's why I always say, you know, go within yourself. That's all you need to do is go within yourself. You're going to get swallowed up by the world. And, you know, and me talking more about this crap I didn't want to talk about. But that's the way the world is, you know. I've been talking with Michael Basham. A lot of you guys don't know him yet, but you know, and he's been talking about the world, and it's really got me thinking. I was like, you know, man, because we're in a spiritual battlefield, right? We're in a spiritual battlefield. You know, everything is more energy, synergy. There's beings that work behind the scenes, especially when we're like, you know, sleeping, right? We're in a battlefield through there, you know, and I tried so many people I've tried to tell so many people that the spiritual realm itself, right? There's many layers of heaven. I'm still learning those aspects, right? Because it's come up in my path again, so I need to learn more about those layers. But there is a fine line, right? The fourth dimension. It has been talked about so much. That fourth dimension. There is intelligent, very smart, intelligent beings that run behind the scenes. Not human beings, spiritual beings. And I was talking with my friend on Facebook this same aspect. I forget how she put it, but factions, right? Spiritual packs, like wolf packs, right? Behind the scenes that work together as packs. And I was like, you know, I would not be surprised. You know, we always talk about the reptilians as sectoids, Andromedons, Orion, and all that stuff, right? Right? And it goes on many layers, so don't get me wrong. There's a lot of layers to it, but from the spiritual sense, you know, I could picture this. Wow, my heart's starting to pump now here. But I could really make sense that, you know, we could have a reptilian faction in that spiritual realm. And they use the hosts, right? There's so many talks about hosts. They use the host of the people who are doing the rituals, right? You know, the blood sacrificing rituals, you know, that the elite do. They're used as hosts. So then these beings can come forth. These beings can come forth. You know, and they can shapeshift too. I've been talking about skinwalkers here and there. I need to make a video on skinwalkers. I was watching, I've been watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine. There's a shapeshifter on there. And I just watched the end of season 3, and the shapeshifters have taken control over the whole galaxy, including Starfleet, Starfleet. So the Galactic Federation, right, has been taken over by these changelings, which would be skinwalkers, and you wouldn't know if they were the real people or not. And you know, and it got me thinking. I was like, you know, man, if you put all of this stuff together, you got these spiritual entities that are very smart, very intelligent, and then you got these people that are into the blood rituals and sacrifices and all that stuff. And you use those bodies as hosts, which we got proof. I mean, there's lots of proof out there. People going into trance state, right? All these celebrities going into trance state. Even, you know, people who do blood magic, you know, at home, you can see them go into a trance state and something comes through. Um, you know, and that's the real deal. You know, there is a essence that's coming through. You know, whether it be a shadow self or it's one of them intelligent beings, something's coming through. So, you know, man, it's getting deep. I can feel I'm not supposed to talk about this stuff, but when these beings come through, um, oh man, yep, I'm not supposed to talk about this stuff now. Wow, that's crazy. But all right, let's try to get a little simpler here. So hopefully I can talk about this stuff here a little better. But so as a whole, so if we got all these little spiritual packs here, right? All these little pack people here, and we got these changelings here, you know, that could kind of explain why people see, you know, people shape-shifting, right? Whether it be reptilian or whatever it may be. It's because of those spiritual essence that's going within you. So it's going to shape yourself, and you could even do it in your physical form. I've heard many people that have shapeshifted. I've seen people shapeshift in front of me. Even Jeffrey here, you know, he's seen people shapeshift in front of him. So, you know, I mean, if these entities are strong, like I said, they are very smart, right? They're very smart and very powerful, you know, and if their essence is strong, yeah, they could probably shapeshift right through your body, man, right through your body, you know. And there's a lot of dark elements that go on through this reality as well, you know. And I talk from the spiritual sense. I mean, that's the realm I see, you know. That's the realm I see. That's the realm I have seen since I was little. You know, I've always been connected more spiritually to this world than physically. That's why I always tell people, you know, that this human experience doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't. And I'll read you guys' comments here in a second. But this physical reality doesn't make any sense to me because there's something off about it, something wrong about it. Even the moon out right now. I tried to take a video of that moon out there, and for some odd reason, my camera is distorted and it won't give a good picture quality because like the moon is like golden and it has like this rainbow translucent rainbow effect around the moon. That was never there before. I mean, when I was a kid, I never remember the moon ever looking like that. So it's bizarre, man. Okay, so let me read some of this stuff. Man, this video is like all over the place, but some good stuff here too, man. All right, so Jeffrey says, you really got it happening with your lighting, Adam, in the image. Good work. Let's see. Yep, that is where I am. The top of the 4D next to the grays. Agree with you completely. There are wolves, dragons. Oh man, I can talk about the dragons a little bit here too. People have seen me shapeshift too. Yeah, and people told me I've shapeshifted too. It's hard to be like, what's wrong with your eyes, man? What's going on? Um, so it's interesting, man. It really is. But yeah, dragons too. It's interesting. Jeffrey mentions dragons. I ended up seeing. I think it was last week. Yeah, I saw the awakening or the rising of the of a white dragon and a black dragon, right? I also saw the golden dragon in between both. So like literally it was like the white dragon woke up, and then we had the black dragon wake up, and then the golden dragon wake up, and then they're like roaming across. Um, I want to say Earth, but it's more than that. Like maybe like the higher heavens. But the dragons woke up, so it was quite fascinating to me on the representation of the dragons. Not a lot of people are talking about dragons, but I know that was a key point that the dragons have awakened. And dragons have a lot of symbolism. You look into the dragon. I mean, there's, like I said, the gold dragon, white dragon, black dragon, blue dragon, green dragon, red dragon, so on and so forth. You know, each one represents something, and each one represents some kind of guardian or essence within that. I mean, I've worked with the dragons before. Very powerful, can be very temperamental, but you know, it's a different energy source. It really is. So I figured I'd mention that a little thing. Who Lil Tree is? Uh, Man, that name really sounds familiar. I'll have to do some deep meditation and see. I kind of think I do know who that is, but I have to look into it. That definitely rings a bell for me. But anyways, man, this video is all over the place, dude. Like I said, I had a lot of stuff that was just hidden in there, man. So I just want to present this stuff to you. Is this stuff gonna make sense to you? I don't know, man. It depends on where you're at, you know, because this goes on so many levels. But yeah, let's continue to talk about the fourth dimension, you know, and the why prove yourself too. The why prove yourself again. You know, so many people are trying to prove themselves, proving that they have healing, and whatever it may be. You know, healing is what the world needs. Healing is what the world needs. Nothing's going to stop your healing from going through, right? Nothing's going to stop your healing from going through. And you know, we can speak our will and intent through our mouth, but what is that? Every time we speak, it's some kind of magic spell. And English language is probably the worst language to speak because there's so many spells that create a negative essence. You know, I mean, we should be going ah, ee, oh, ah, ee, ah, speaking through vibrations. That's how we should be speaking. You know, I mean, we speak through tongues. You know, a lot of the languages, there's still languages that have speaking in tongues in place. But this English language is the worst language that should never have been invented. But it was made for a reason, to 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 allow humanity to fall into a deeper state of magic spells, a deeper state of magic spells. And it's rough, man. It's rough. So I totally lost my train of thought where I was going with that. But yeah, man, magic spells, dude, they're everywhere. So yeah, I was talking about will and intent. Let's see. Jeffrey says Lil Tree is a and was West Coast that claims that Queen Elizabeth wrote her no blah 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 blah. Yeah, I mean that can also be, you know, those entities that we were talking about in the fourth dimension. You know, there's so many entities, intelligent entities that work behind the scenes. You know, that work behind the scenes. That is crazy, man. I mean, we got some big ones, right? We got some big beings, you know. Beelzebub being, you know, one of the top ones. You know, I've been doing research on that one. Um, you know, to me, that's like one of the top of the chains. Um, that kind of run that 3D realm. We also got Jezebel. Man, a Jezebel character is something else, man. And we also got Lilith. You know, Lilith is big too. Lilith is big, man. Um, and you know, and that's kind of the, you know, the factors of things. But we also got Zeus. I talked about Zeus before and how, you know, people who talk about Jesus, you know, of Jesus, come save me, man. These spirits are attacking me. Right? They're calling Zeus. So of course these spirits are going to be scared to death, man. It's Zeus. You know, I mean, is Zeus a good energy? And I said this before. You know, is Zeus a good energy? I would say he's a dominating force in that field. You know, I've talked with Zeus before, you know, and the energy is is okay. I mean, I didn't feel threatened by it. I mean, I felt threatened by his dad, Kronos. I mean, that's a whole other ball game as well there. And that sparks a video I'm gonna have to make here too. I was talking about the peace sign, right? And I didn't really think about the peace sign at all. I always thought it was like the flowing down of energy, and it can be, right? Right? Because this reality is all about making your energy go down. I mean, you're supposed to make your energy flow through you, right? Flow through you like water. It's supposed to be streamlined because you're shooting up this way, right? You're trying to pierce through. Like you're a light being, right? If you're a true light being, your body turns on, right? You're going to be a beacon of light. It's going to shoot out, and if you got enough energy, you're going to pierce through the heavens. And that's what I'm doing research on with piercing through the heavens, trying to get that communication clearer. So I'm doing more and more research on that, right? Because I mean, we talk about the fourth dimension all we want, talk about the beings there, and the fourth dimension doesn't have just bad beings. It's an evenly classed living environment in there. There's good beings, there's bad beings, there's um, scared beings, there's aggressive beings, right? You know, it's crazy, man. But it's crazy, man. But so we have to realize, that this fourth dimension is just beyond the veil of this, and that's it. Period. That's it. Period. So the whole goal here, depending on who you are in this game, right? There's so many layers to these games, and I was watching Jeffrey's video a little bit that he did a live stream on, and he was talking about grading people, and I was like, that's kind of how we can view the existence here. We each have our own path as a whole. Collectively, um we have a more purpose too. Like myself, this is my first time being human. I mean, people can believe me or not, it don't really matter, but it makes a lot of sense to me because this human reality don't make no sense to me. It doesn't. I mean, to this very day, this human experience makes no sense to me. So I'm just here. I learned, I'm here to help humanity discover more about their spirit, more in tune with the Christ energy within them. Again, that Christ energy is many different forms, incarnations throughout different planets, you can call it solar, light or dark matter, whatever it may be. It's a divine essence within us, within each planet itself. So we're on Earth. Christ energy is what's known here. You have to talk about it in that form. So you just have to adapt to that form. And that's what I learned as being a human, is you have to adapt and you have to speak to these people. So if I'm trying to help people get more in tune with the spirit within them, I have to speak to their level. So it's rough, and that's why a lot of people are like, why are you speaking about that religious mumbo jumbo? Well, listen to what I'm talking about, man. It's the Christ energy. Christ energy within you. It has nothing to do with human doctrines, right? Nothing to do with human doctrines. Christ himself told you, hey, I am the way, truth, and light. No one goes to the Father except through me. I am looking within you. So, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, man. Um, so yeah, so Kronos. So Kronos, man. So that spiraling down, right? That peace sign is trying to shoot your energy down. That's the whole goal, is to shoot your energy down. So all you're thinking about is the sexual energy, sexual preference, thinking out your butt all the time, right? Your butt. I mean, look at Valentine's Day, right? Or the heart shapes. Man, I hate the heart shapes. Why do I not like those heart shapes? Because the symbolism of the butt, it's promoting sex. It's promoting sex. It's to get you to love the booty. That's all that heart is. It's the booty. I mean, last I checked, when I looked at the real shape of a heart, it didn't look like that, man. It's the booty. It's to distract you. It's to make you think of your lower aspect. Be like, hey, man, I'm thinking of your booty. You want my booty, right? Oh, man. I love to finally bring some humor into my videos, man. I just been really kind of getting more relaxed with these because, I'm at that stage now where I've made so many videos, so many hints and tips for you guys. It's already out there. It's already out there. life is good. I've got a lot of stuff out there for you guys. And, and now all I'm doing is just retooling what I've already presented out and making it better, adapting to the environments as things change. Things are changing and unfolding, man. By 2020, again, like I said, there's going to be so many things that are being revealed and uncovered. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But it's a good thing, too. So many people try to think negative things, but change is good. We have September coming up. And what have I talked about with September, right? September around 9th, 11th, 12th, 13th, whatever, is the opening gate of a new reality, new presentation. A new presentation. The gateway is opening up. A lot of people have been talking about gateways. People talk about houses and astrology and astronomy and all that mumbo jumbo stuff, right? But at the end of the day, I've seen this gateway opening up for September. There's beautiful stuff that's unfolding here. And that's going to be based on your timeline. September is a huge deal, right? I try to get you guys just in a 30-day, 28 to 30-day awareness, that things repeat themselves constantly. But when September rolls around, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I make it a big deal for a reason, because it's a way of opening up new ideas, new wills and intent. And I definitely want to start building up to that. I really feel there's a Lionsgate opening again, right? There was talking about Lionsgate. Lionsgate right there, man. And it's opening up again in a big way. In a big way. This Christ energy is booming in a big way. And it's amazing. I had no idea the path that I was on, right? When I was a little kid, I always knew there was this Christ energy, this essence within me. Didn't know what it was, had no idea. Gave my life to Christ or whatever, the whole religious thing, whatever. So I always had a kind of a backup story of who this Christ character is and so on and so forth, right? And I always try to present that to the world, but of course, because religion has tarnished Christ's name, and I get blasted for that, but hey, that's the world we live in. Christ was aware that his name was going to get tarnished. People were going to be creating plastic Jesuses all in their households, right? But I had no idea this Christ energy was going to be such a big deal, and that I would be a representation for the world on presenting Christ in a whole new light, and it just kind of was building to that state to where I'm at now. I mean, that's why I got the blue light going on right now. I'll do different moods with my lights, man. Definitely give props to True Seeker for saying, hey man, you need some lights in your video. So it definitely gives an awesome presentation. But yeah, this Christ energy, like I said, the essence that is within us all, no matter what planet you're on. I was on Lyran many incarnations, and will be in future incarnations, had this essence as well, and you had to become one with it. I mean, that essence, that Christ energy is part of the whole. Is part of the whole. Of that source, or that life stream. It's so hard to put it into words. You can't really put it into words of what it is. It's not a separate entity. It's what's in each of us. It's what's in each of us. It's to go back within, so we're not getting so distracted. And we have a choice too. When we go in each body that we incarnate in, right, as far as the soul goes, depending on the levels, like I said, I loved how Jeffrey was creating the level aspect, because that definitely is kind of how we have to view things at the moment. Is I lost my train of thought again. Man, it stinks when you're talking about stuff you're not supposed to talk about, and then your mind just goes pew, blank, man, blank. But it probably is time for me to actually end this video, because I gotta go to work tomorrow. So all right, we'll read some comments here, and then I'll go ahead and end this out. There's so much more to talk about, man. It's insane, man. It is, man. So let me read some of these comments, and we'll go back. Again, oh yeah, I was talking about Chronos. So yeah, I'll make a video about Chronos and about the symbolisms of that piece. It literally means a sacrifice, sacrifices. So it's definitely interesting. So I'll definitely mention that. But Jeffrey was saying, Chronos, reincarnation. To me, that's a good thing. I need to make a quick video. I'll make a quick video tomorrow just about a reincarnation, what that is. Again, it has to do with the beings that are beyond the veil, intelligent beings. Okay, sending out the energy, that synergy, waves, right? Because if that being is powerful, right? That being is powerful. You know, it got little minions, right? Okay, and this is another key factor too. Is if you got a great leader, right? You got a great leader. To be a great leader, you need minions, right? You need minions to work for you. And if you don't have these minions to work for you, then your great empire, right? I talked about the Archon Empire, ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. You got to have your minions to feed that energy. So, say you got Kronos up here, right? Kronos, the leader Saturn, and he got his minions, which would dwell within the fourth dimension, right? So those minions are going to help him, and a piece of Kronos is going to jump into beings, right, into humans that are of lower state or don't have a soul or whatever, and jump into them. So that Kronos energy is going to manifest here. So not the full essence of Kronos. I mean, it goes on so many layers. Then we talk about the heaven aspect as well. You know, it's a lower form. There's nothing that's going to break through that. If all the heavens opened up and everything, this whole humanity existence would just be annihilated. Poof, dust. The energy would be so extreme, everything would just be poof, gone, gone. And that's why there is barriers between each heaven. Because if all the heavens were open, man, poof, that'd be the end of everything. And it's insane, man. It's insane. So like I said, there's so much to talk about. So much stuff that nobody talks about, man. Very few people talk about this stuff. Very few people. I've only known a couple, man. Jeffrey's a good example. The 13th son, I learned a lot from him. A friend of mine, Rion. You know, we talk about these layers that nobody else is talking about. Why? Why are we talking about this stuff? Because nobody else is talking about it. And we're in tune spiritually. We're staying in tune spiritually. We're not allowing the ways of the world to distract us that much. We've been distracted here and there. I got distracted quite a bit throughout my awakening process, right? 2010 was my awakening process. Got distracted a lot. You know, honestly, I should be farther ahead than what I am. But honestly, I'm glad where I'm at now because I have a level of maturity as well. I've met some great people in my life as well. So everything happens for a reason. If you ever feel like you're getting off track, check yourself, pray, meditate, and see if you're off track. See if you're off track. Your guides are going to tell you if you're on track or not, right? And you just have to recollect yourself. That's what I did today. I was literally sitting in here and I was like, hey man, I was doing some energy work in the living room and just doing some of the old techniques that I used to do. And I was just sitting down here and I was like, man, you know, what does the world need to hear? What does the world need to hear? And look, this is what the video was presented. So many things were talked about in this video, man. So many things are talked about. So yeah. So let's finish reading this stuff and then we'll go ahead and close this out, man. So let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. Actually, it doesn't. Okay, there we go. Let's see. See, Jeffrey was saying about dragons and how they had to infuse humanity with, do you deserve your energy back as a return in a... Okay, make any sense there? Techno says, the brain itself also looks like a heart, so therefore I say it depends how you see things. Same with the English language. True, very true, man. But I've always thought of the heart as looking like a booty. And what do you think Valentine's Day is about, right? I hate Valentine's Day. Why is that? Because so many people's hearts get broken. And I hate holidays. I mean, holidays, I know hate's a bad word, but I mean, holidays are probably the worst thing that pull people in. You know, don't follow the ways of the world because people get pulled into these events. Um, Man, Valentine's Day is just it's so heartbreaking for people because they feel they're not loved, they don't feel they're worthy, they feel that people go through um, one night stands and then they get stood up the next day. It's sad, man. I, I, I don't like holidays, man. It's horrible, man. It really is. So holidays, don't do them, man. Don't do them. Don't fall for the ways of the world, man. um, but yeah, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. It was just kind of feedback as I was presenting my videos here. And then Jeffrey talks about dragons will join you for eternity. Very true, man. Dragons they're just part of the existence, right? And even I just got a memory from my Lyran uh, self about the dragons. Yeah, I mean they have a statue there too. They have a statue there too. Um, Presenting that, and and we can look at that as well. Is that our ancestors here on this planet Earth created statues as a way of remembering um, the spirits that work with us or the elementals that work with us. And because humanity devolves itself and goes, oh, I need to go worship this idol, and I gotta go give sacrifices to this idol so then its energy will protect us, right? That's not how it works. Working with the elementals or working with the spirits involves praying, meditation, working with energy and working with others, connecting with others. Just like Hawaii was a perfect example. I'm glad I made the videos when I did, talking about Hawaii, talking about how I was sending prayer out there, right? It was a category 5, I'm pretty sure it was a category 5 hurricane through Hawaii. I was like, no, I'm not going to accept this. So many people were talking negative. Oh, Hawaii's going to get hit hard, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, man, I'm going to put a stop to that. No. So I sent praying. I said prayers out there, said, hey, I put on Facebook, hey, pray for Hawaii. Send your will and intent out that Hawaii will be protected, right? That we won't allow CERN, or if you want to call it HARP, whatever it may be, no man-made device is going to destroy Hawaii. So what happened is that after I sent those prayings out, I'm not saying it was me personally, but it was working with the spirits, learning how prayer works. You're communicating with other beings, and they work with Mother Nature. It's an interconnection. It's a connection that humanity has lost, and that's what's so frustrating. But yeah, sent the prayer healing. I did my own praying and healing, sent it through the earth, planted my feet in the ground. And what happened throughout that day? Oh, category 4. Oh, category 3. Drop down to category 2, man. Category 2 in such a short amount of time. So many people were talking negative about it. Went to category 2. The power of prayer, man. Power of prayer. Right in your face. Not many people watched my video of that experience, but now it's documented on there. Is the power of will and intent, of what happens when you work with the spirits, when you work within your divine essence, and discovering that Christ essence in you as well. And it's so hard to talk to people about that. So anyways, I can go on and on. I need to get out of here. I gotta go to bed. Um, so yeah, so thank you everyone for joining me in the chat room. I definitely love your views and opinions, and we help each other out. We do. We help each other out. I definitely got to get on Zoom so then we can start communicating better on that way. So yeah, definitely thank you guys for tuning in. Love yourself, keep shining bright. Just realize, do not follow the ways of the world. Do not follow the ways of the world. And re-educate yourself. Re-educate yourself. That is part of research. Don't be led astray into your own belief structure or your own limited structure, right? I've learned and grown as I've evolved through my whole lifetime. Here on planet Earth, right? And when I woke up in 2010, I evolved into a whole different state of awareness, and I had to learn, I had to grow, I had to mature, I had to balance myself out and all that stuff through this whole event. Um, So yeah, so it's all learning to mature yourself. At the end of the day, maturity is key within your life. Mature, change with the times, change with the way the world goes. Don't ignore what's going on, right? There's real events happening. Not everything is fake. Not everything is fake, right? Um, we only know what's going on within our environment. That's very true. But we can't ignore other aspects too because they're out there as well. We're learning on how to send out energy in healing ways. You know, um, and that can do with the heavens as well. So, okay, I got to get out of here, man. I'm going to keep talking forever. So, love yourself. Keep shining bright. Remember, everything is within you. Look within yourself. Praying, meditating daily, at night, throughout the day is key to discovering your true self. Eating right. Again, another thing to learn more about self and just getting into that state of awareness of what is going on within you. So, you're not getting so distracted outside self. So yeah, so love yourself, keep shining bright. I'll talk to you guys later.